most times, some of these policies, we just see it as a mere literature. Why do I say this? If actually government wants to bring down the price of this product down considerably to the reach of the poor common man, I think it can be done without too many of this literature. Because in the first place, we were promised at the beginning of this administration that there were going to be palliatives. I mean, things to make the suffering to go down, which actually the president or the federal government actually implemented. But down the line...
Implemented fully?
By way of...
at a point?
To some extent. He said, yes, to some extent, because at the end of the day, you know, governance is a process. It's not everything you say you want to do, you just do it one day, one after the other. We saw those programs he implemented initially, the issue of the palliative and all that, how it was hijacked by some state governors and even some legislators and all the rest. We have seen a situation whereby...
Were you a beneficiary?
Never.
Of the palliatives?
Palliatives by way of the rice and all the other ones. Not really. There's no thing you can give everybody in this country. But I saw some people actually benefited. Some state governors hijacked the process. Although that is not the subject of...
Or you were not a target citizen because categorically looking at you, you are a bourgeois.
What do you mean by that? No, I don't agree. I belong to the middle class anyway.
Oh, middle class.
Yes, middle class.
So that's why such palliatives are not meant for you.
It's not supposed to be sectional.
But because you mentioned it, I wanted to check if you were able to see its monitoring and, of course, see a lot of persons who benefited from it. That was why I asked you.
Okay, actually, I saw one or two persons who actually benefited from it, but it ought not to have been like that because the numbers of the quantity of the commodities that were given to different states, we are aware, and we discovered that most state governors and maybe some other legislators too hijacked it to their own personal mission or agenda, kind of. But having said that, you know, outside the issue of the palliative, the
president... what about the transport lines, for instance?
Sorry?
The buses?
Yes. I was
also heard that some also got to the level of the, labor union.
Yes.
But we expect to see it trickle down to states.
But even at that, if you look at it vividly, you discover that even the numbers as articulated by the federal government is so minute to an extent that you and I will benefit from it.
You said government is a continuum.
No, what I'm trying to say in effect is that some of these things, we have a very large population in this country. Some people say that we are about 200 million, but I say we are about 300 million. Because in an economy where you have about 300 million citizens and you bring like less than 100 CNG buses, how do you think it will go down well to touching the lives of the common man? So, like I have said earlier, some of these policies are on paper, they are nice ones, they are good, but the implementations and the quantity or the quantity as regards how it will now affect 300 million Nigerians is the challenge we're having now. If you even look at the situation of this CNG installation the president talked about, I was even at the point of even advising some people in government that they should be subsidized. I mean the installation of the CNG kits. If you go if that subsidy, for example, of subsidizing the cost of installing a gas plant in your car, if it's well subsidized, you discover that the effect or the problem we are having today as regards 1,200 naira per liter for fuel will be a little bit reduced. Because I met a guy yesterday. He came from Lagos with a CNN bus with a 4,000 naira CNG engine. 4,000 naira, Lagos being 4,000 naira. It's so amazing, very enticing. So the issue is that I think government, irrespective of some of these policies they are talking about or they are propagating, the issue of practical things should be the speed of implementing some of these physical things should, because the Nigerian populace, I mean the citizens, they are not finding it funny anymore, and time is of the essence. The administration is close to about 2 years now, and we are still where we are in terms of removal of fuel subsidy. There's no topic now that is on any media where subsidy or removal or whatever floating on the naira is not said.
Talked about.
It's not talked about. So, and to be frank, irrespective of affiliations or where you belong to, truth be told, Nigerians are suffering. The prices of these essential commodities is of the increase, and it is beyond the reach of even the so-called bourgeois.